And welcome to the Carolina Panthers post-game show. I'm Coach Dick Cox, joined by Dustin Phifer and by our guest analyst today, Ryan O'Sullivan. Home opener today for the Carolina Panthers, and had the defending world champions coming in. What a matchup today.
Yeah, really good matchup. Panthers, get their home opener. Good crowd to see this Green Bay Packers. Fans travel well with them. But everybody wanted to see what Cam did after his first performance. Had a great week last week in the season opener, threw for over 400 yards, almost won the game. And so there was a lot of excitement in the building for today's game.
Ryan, I'm going to swing it over to you. You've been a Packer backer for a long time on that. What were your thoughts of seeing the Packers today?
Well, it's kind of like Tiger Woods and the Tiger Woods golf era. So many times you win a tournament and say, I didn't have my A game today, but I still won. And that's how it was for the Packers today. They didn't have their best, but they got the turnovers when they needed to. They came up with touchdowns and field goals when they needed to, and just played like a defending world champion and won when they had to.
Dustin, early in the game, Panthers got the ball. Green Bay won the toss, deferred. Got the ball, went down and scored, and actually were a two possession lead over Green Bay before Aaron Rodgers even hit the field. What were your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think the Panthers could have asked for a better start to this game. Cam Newton goes 8 of 10 on the first drive, takes it right down the field, finds LaFell for a nice touchdown pass. Then they get a fumble on the ensuing kickoff, come right back down again, have a chance to get a touchdown, but they end up getting a field goal to make it 10-0, and that was 6 minutes to go in the first quarter before Aaron Rodgers saw the field. So a great start. The Packers rebounded, like Ryan said, came out and got some good stuff going. You knew that you couldn't contain them the whole game. They were going to get their points, but overall, the Panthers played well. The defense kept them in the game, but it was turnovers that was the end result of the game.
Ryan, last year in a situation like this, Green Bay may have folded their tents and gotten upset on the road, though. But them having won the World Championship, Super Bowl last year, got players healthy back. Talk a little bit about their poise today, the way that they didn't get rattled when they got down. They've got an experienced quarterback in Aaron Rodgers, how they were able to come back and get the job done.
Well, Rodgers said in his press conference, it's very rare that they've been down by more than one score this year or last year. So I think for them it was a little bit of a new experience, but at the same time they were able to kind of rely on their Super Bowl winning history now and pull it together and not panic. I think you saw that when Rodgers kind of finally took the field, they came down, they got a score, they eventually walked away back in it, within striking distance at halftime, got the ball coming out in the second half, and just never really got themselves out of the game, even though they weren't able to put Carolina away.
Dustin, missed opportunities by Carolina. I hated that Greg Olsen had a touchdown because he's on my fantasy team, and I was already counting those points right there, though. But they had their chances early and had to settle for some field goals and things like that where they could have really stuck it to the Packers early, though. And again, 4 turnovers today, which gave the Packers some easy opportunities. But in spite of that, their onside kick possibility we talked about away, if they could have recovered that with a chance, maybe send it to overtime for a second straight week.
Yeah, Rivera, he talked about missed opportunities. He said he decided to kick the field goal on that second drive of the game on 4th and 1 instead of going for it. Wanted to get points early on, but he knew when them getting 2 field goals and going up, 13-7 at that point, he knew they missed opportunities, chances to get touchdowns, to get a bigger lead on this potent offense of the Packers. And then you talk about the turnovers. You're still in the game. Cam misses a couple of receivers. Charles Woodson had a great day for the Packers, gets 2 interceptions, one of the better cornerbacks in the league. And then Steve Smith has a costly fumble when the Panthers were marching to get back in this game. So it's turnovers that hurt them today. Their defense kept them in the game, held the Packers to 3 field goals on 3 of the turnovers. So you got to give the defense a little bit of credit. And like you said, they still had a chance to come down and tie the game late in the 4th quarter, but got stopped short on the 3-yard line, and the Packers were able to come away with the win.
And post-game, we had the opportunity to go in with Aaron Rodgers, Ryan. I was impressed with him. He's a first-class guy and all, but just, the poise he showed in the press conference, and again, very complimentary of Cam Newton, that he said he personally wanted to seek him out after the game. Made the comment even, too, that he's glad, told the guys in the locker room, he's glad that they played Carolina early in the year because Newton's only going to get better once he gets it, as he put it.
Yeah, I think especially playing here in Charlotte, that the Packers wouldn't like to come back here later in the year. I'm sure Cam Newton's going to do some things in there, win some games, and anytime you get a road win in there, that was reiterated by McCarthy and by Rodgers. Anytime you can steal a road win, you do it. So earlier in the year to get it, still counts later.
The Carolina Panthers, unfortunately, are 0-2, Dustin. With a couple of breaks go their way, believe it or not, could be 2-0 right now, though. They've got Jacksonville coming to the bank here next week, and hopefully they will be cashing in some checks next week on Jacksonville when they come in here, though. But your thoughts on the importance of next week's game, and what do you think is going to take place?
Yeah, big home game on a team that, the Panthers will have a good chance to beat. They should match up with them well. So it is a big game for them to get a win in the win column. But, They are 0-2, but you got to be impressed with some of the things that's going on here in Carolina. We all know that it could be a tough year. They're rebuilding, new coaching staff, rookie quarterback, but they are doing some good things. Like you said, they have some chances to win these 2 games. And I mean, the fans got to be happy with what they're seeing. And I think I would recommend all of y'all checking out Cam Newton's interview that we're going to put up later on CoxSportsBroadcasting.com, because we've already talked about Cam and him coming out here and showing his athletic ability, but I think he gets it on the mental side. If you look at his comments and the way he talks about what happened in the game and where he made mistakes, he knows that he's going to get better, and he knows what he needs to improve on. And I think that's the biggest thing you need to look at, is that he knows he's going to get better, this team's going to get better, and I think he gets it.
And the big thing too, and I've talked to you about it, Ryan and I talked about it in the press box today. We don't know what the record's going to be this year for the Carolina Panthers, but one thing is they are an exciting, fun team to watch this year, and I want to encourage you to get a chance to come see them play. Do that in person. It's a fun experience. Watch them on TV, but you know they're going to be fun to watch. Now, Ryan, your team, the Green Bay Packers, has a big game next week with the Chicago Bears. Does Green Bay, now that they're healthy, how do you think they stand as far as repeating?
Well, I think they have a real good shot. I think that going into Soldier Field, I believe it's in Chicago next week. It's always a tough place to play. They lost there last year. Had a lot of penalties in that game, but I think they have a good chance. And maybe not even looking at it just this year, but over the next 5 years with Rodgers and the core of that team, I mean, I don't think it's unrealistic to think they can win another 2 Super Bowls in the next 5 years.
Carolina Panthers take the defending Super Bowl champions right down the wire, but come up a touchdown short today, though. We'll be with you next week with a report after the game, the Jacksonville game. For WORD and for Cox Sports Broadcasting, he's Dustin Phifer, he's Ryan O'Sullivan, and I'm the coach of Dick Cox. We'll see you next week.